Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to W League Super League game number 3 here today. It doesn't get much better in the matchup of Undead versus Night Elf, as we have the Necromancer, the most influential and talented young gun in the scene, 1-2-0 against the living legend, that is Moon. The current state in W League, whoopsie, in W League looks as follows. 1-2-0 was undefeated until 2 days ago when he played weird strategies against Foggy. He's now 6-1. Super impressive though, with 17 points. Moon still fighting for the playoff ranks, 15 points. He needs a win, a map, something. But if 1-2-0 plays seriously here, then he is in trouble. Here are your players. 1-2-0, the community favorite. Slightly though. Moon, of course, a big fandom in the Twitch chat. 70% Night Elf versus Undead. Statistics 68 Undead versus Night Elf for 1-2-0. This is the best Night Elf Undead versus the best Undead Night Elf. Hype. Off we go. Ancient Isles, map number 1.
And the trend continues here where 1-2-0 is playing off meta. He is playing Lich first.
Whoa. Whoa, Lich Ghouls against Keeper Huntress. How is this supposed to even work? In the upper left.
You can't heal the ghouls, but you can always deny them. You should be able to anyways. Here the right click deny comes in as well. This is 2 ghouls lost already, but no experience yet from them. However, ghoul number 3 denied again. Still no experience. There's another entangle. And this time he gets the kill and the full experience from that as well. Traded for a Huntress though. Yes. But that's 4 ghouls lost, right?
I think 3, but I'm not 100% sure. You could be right as well. In the upper left as Undead, we have 1-2-0. This is something he played against Foggy and lost. Foggy plays very, very similar to Moon. Null Brute goes to the Undead, level 2.5 for him, level 2 and a third, Keeper of the Grove. Entangle now on the next ghoul, denies it as well for a little more mana with Dark Ritual, but no Nova for him. In the bottom right, we have Moon with his Keeper of the Grove Huntress. This is a little slower than Archer opening, and we see most likely an expansion in the bottom right already. Let's check for this. Yes, and it's almost done.
I mean, it's cool that 1-2-0 is keeping so much experience away from Moon, but he's still losing the ghouls, you know? It's still units lost. I don't know what else to tell you. At the moment, he has 5 ghouls, and that's it. Killed 1 Huntress so far, but how's he's super mega rushing tier 3. Slaughterhouse coming up behind, now starting to move into Fiends.
Moon is playing very weird as well. Look at the base. We do have an Engine of Wind. Oh, double Engine of Wind now. He had a lore up as well, but maybe that was a mistake. So everything is correct now. This seems to be the new meta that Sini, Foggy, and Moon play. Mass Huntress, or at least a few Huntress, into Mass Hippos. Foggy was overcommitting to Hippos 2 days ago, and 1-2-0 won that game. We see, of course, an Alchemist, the Keeper Alkies, best buddies, and the expansion starts to creep now. Some time for 1-2-0 to get an army, to get the Death Knight, which is starting now. Preferring tier 3 and Slaughterhouse over the second hero to get more time for the level 3, and that lines up perfectly. 1-2-0 has a plan with this build. That's pretty obvious. But will this work?
And also I wonder, DK is gonna be not on level 3 for a long time. So, being the Night Elf, can't you just entangle Acid Bomb, focus the Lich, and even if he may not die, can't you just force him into a TP, buying more time for your expo? I'm not so convinced about this Lich first yet. It's the first time I'm actually seeing it in a cast.
We casted 1-2-0 versus Remind 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, okay, dude, like 2 years ago. Yeah, that was when he was unbeatable against Night Elf. I still remember when he had Frost Armor against the Demon Hunter, which was actually surprisingly good.
Book of the Dead at the red spot, level 3 for the Keeper of the Grove, used immediately to speed up creeping for the level 2 Alchemist to get most likely Chemical Rage? Or would you think it's Acid Bomb Heal Spray?
I think it's Chemical Rage, probably. Your units are fairly expendable, don't need to save them that much. Because it's Fairy Dragons!
Ah, yeah! Moon played this a lot, also in other tournaments against 1-2-0. Didn't work too well, I think. in recent history.
But at the moment, it's only one Fiend, and that one doesn't seem to have web yet. And yeah, look at this Undead army. Like, he lost so much in the early game. He's got 3 ghouls and a statue. That is it.
The Alchemist is very weak though, especially against the Orb of Corruption. -3 armor constantly. Using another Nova here to hopefully get a Huntress, but not really. Fighting all the skeletons though. +11 damage on the Lich already. No Unholy Aura. And yeah, Mass Fury Dragons. You called it. Only one Fiend, and he lost that one. Web should be done now, but I'm not 100% sure. Destroyer upgrade is coming in as well.
Web is done, but the first Fiend died, so still can't web. And 1 or 2 webs really is not enough against mass fairies. You need a good number of Fiends, and usually strong heroes as well, so that if you perhaps lose your Fiends, you can still fight back against the fairies. And this is not what I would call very strong heroes. DK level 1 getting entangled, focus fire, dropping down to super low HP immediately. So does the Alchemist, however, is taking a while to walk away, but he has the staff, can afford to be slightly sloppy perhaps in his movement. And Keeper still has mana. More entangles usually mean more kills, and guess what? It's a Fiend. Isn't that nice? Finally one Destroyer up in the air. Dispelled that one entangle. But now could be dying fairly quickly to the piercing damage here of the fairies, taking out another ghoul. I don't know if 120 has been at 40 supply yet this game, but he's dropping lower still. With more ghouls dying. More Fiends dying. This is not looking good for the Undead.
Can he go for a nuke? He has a coil, but no mana here. Flare form against the statues. I like that one. That's his entire army. DK Lich, Destroyer, Statue. He's trying to build up more, but the masses of Moon are super overwhelming, and he didn't attack this expansion once this entire game. It was a fast expansion. He wasn't even close to that position of the expansion, so everything is going well for Moon with his Keeper of the Grove Alchemist play, going for the Lich again. Fury Dragon damage is super underwhelming, as you can see here, 15 to 19, 17 average, that's nothing. Entangle dispelled, coil again, but in masses, and if you don't have a counter to air, they are pretty good. And now he's mixing in Hippos as well, the natural counter to Destroyers. Usually you would play a lot of Fiends against this, like Mass Fiends, but they get constantly sniped by Entangle. And so he can't web them, he can't play the kiting game. 120 is in trouble for sure.
Forces are under attack.
Moon here with quite a few resources, banking up to 900 gold right now. Even the 80 supply Moonwell's getting ready. How greedy is he gonna be? And how greedy can he afford to be? To be honest with you, I think he can afford to be really greedy right now, because what does he really have to fear from the Undead? It's still not even at 40 supply here, sitting at 39, but the Fiend numbers are starting to rise. And once you get like 5, you can start sniping those very quickly. And with good Destroyer control, you can get rid of the Entangle also pretty reliably. So it's starting to look better here for 120, but he certainly took a beating in the early game, and with that, because of that, Moon is with this massive lead here.
Level 4 on the Lich now. Frost Armor just got a lot, Dark Ritual just got a lot better. DK on the way to level 3 as well. But I think the most important thing here is Unholy Aura. More movement speed, you need that for the kiting that you need against the Fury Dragons and Hippos. You need insane micro to pull it off. But who in the world has a better micro than 120? Maybe that one dude from Russia who doesn't play tournaments that we don't mention here, but apart
Neo getting triggered by himself, hell yeah.
But apart from that, no one really, I think.
So, is he breaking upkeep? Yes, he certainly is. Oh, this is gonna be... How much Q does he have? Look at the Ancients of Wind. There's 7 units in there. It's gonna be such a big-ass army. And I think he has 2-0 on the way. Yes, he does. For the fairies and the hippos, both.
2-1, actually.
Oh, true.
Easy creeping here for those dragons. Big item drop, but it's only a belt of giant strength. Level 4, the Keeper of the Grove. Mauler against Fiends. What is 120 doing? Looking for a fight with level 4 and 3. Heal scroll, double invul.
I think Moon shouldn't fight yet. He has time here to raid for his production rounds. But he's going in feeling very confident with like 20 supplies stuck in production. Okay, let's see how it pans out. He's taking out the first Fiends pretty quickly here. Web's coming in. And kiting from 1 to 0 here, of course, as best as he can. Mana Flare form being used as well. Last second coil, but now more entangles coming in. The Alchemist in a bit of trouble, but he's soaking up a lot of damage here. That's not going towards the Fairy Dragons. He's dropping lower still. The staff should always be there to save him, and it is. Lich now in focus fire next. He's got some items here to survive with. Has to pop the invul here pretty early. DK only has 2 coils left, and once that DK is out of mana, this is when it gets really difficult. Even more difficult than it has already been. He's kiting backwards still. He's finding decent trades here, but of course with the expansion, he needs magnificent trades with the income disadvantage that he's always been at through such long stages. But now he has those 5 fiends, and he's starting to chew through these numbers, but I think it's about the DK now.
Yeah.
He has no more coil. He has no more mana. No healing for these fiends, and that makes getting these kills so easy. Level 4 for the Alchemist with pick-off after pick-off and entangle after entangle. Actually, the Keeper is out of mana now himself, and it is actually Heal Spray. Seen some nice Shadow Melts coming in here. Looked a little scary there for Moon for a moment, but seems to be still his game. Still in control with more than 15 supply ahead.
DK got 3/4 of a level, so he killed quite a bunch. But also the Keeper of the Grove, level 4.6 already. The statues have to work overtime now. It was, yeah, clearly once the coils were gone, Moon won that fight easily. This time there is a mana potion on the DK, but only 1 coil in his pool right now. Also no heal scroll that he had in the first fight. That was a very sweet save, by the way, with a combination of heal scroll and coil to save 2 fiends at the same time. He needs to pick up some units via web. He doesn't have skeletons with him for normal damage against buildings and to eat them for the Lich.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a problem.
And that's why Moon can still be patient here. He doesn't have to engage yet. This is going to take a long time for this tree to die. I like how he also got Nature's Blessing to make this even more tanky. Wisp Repair isn't too easy though, because the Lich Nova is pretty scary, so he's going to have to defend here at some point. Where is the repair? Usually you should bring out 2 Wisps first, or maybe even 3. Those get Nova'd, then you bring out the other ones. He's just giving up the tree once again. Oh, last second he comes in, swooping in from the skies, saving that expansion. Massive Nova. Oh my god, hit like everything. But now the slow wears off, the Hippos are chasing, the Destroyers are in trouble. They're dispelling as much as they can, but they just have to kite backwards so much. Perfect micro being demanded of the Undead, but that might not even be good enough with these masses just being out of control, and the DK actually dies. Couldn't transfer the invul. Rare mistake. And that is pretty much it as the Lich dies as well. GG. And the 1-0 for Moon.
The invul was on the ground and the Keeper picked it up, so a little gift from 1-0 to Moon. Yeah, man. Ancient Isles and Moon, that is expansion, that is Furies. For the longest time it didn't work, but 1-0 with this weird Lich opening that he played against Colorful, Foggy, and now Moon. I don't know what he sees in this, really. The denies were really good, but it just wasn't enough to keep the Keeper at bay, to start anything. The first Fiend loss was very significant, and there was just not time in this game where 1-0 had a chance, really. Like, how long did this expansion run until he attacked it for the first time, really? It was forever.
Yeah, I mean, it was, of course, due to what happened in the early game. He lost 5 ghouls. That is a lot. That is a whole lot of ghouls being lost. And that's just the strength of the Keeper, you know? Nothing can really contest him early on, especially if you don't have heal. When you have DK level 2 with the aura and the heal and a good number of ghouls and skeletons, maybe you can contest on your side of the map, perhaps. But not with a Lich. I think if you play a Lich like that, you have to be more evasive. Go for mass creeping, perhaps. Early level 4, mass skeletons, mass mana, mass nova, something like that. But with level 2 Lich, he ran across the map hunting for wisps, which really doesn't matter when the Night Elf expands late with an early expansion. Tex late with an early expansion, excuse me.
Maybe
that just it seemed like he's trying to figure out, this is what it looks like to me. He's trying to figure out if the Lich could fit in somewhere, but he hasn't really figured it out yet.
No. Yeah. Maybe he was surprised by the Huntress, because ghouls do nothing against Huntress, really. They have no chance against them. Against archers, ghouls are super nice. Against ghouls, they just don't have a chance at all. And yeah, maybe that threw him off. That engagement there in the upper left of AI really broke his back very early on.
Yeah. I think so too. That game's almost over right there.
Yeah. More than 3,000 viewers, by the way. That's pretty amazing for 2 p.m. here Central European time. It is crazy times here for Warcraft 3. And the game starts.
Yeah, 1-0 and perhaps also Fly, both a little disappointing today, perhaps.
Fly was disappointing, do you think? Against Moon, yeah.
In the first game, yeah.
Yeah.
And now the Undead as well. Is he gonna stick with his creativity? Is that the right word? No, with his experimental playstyle, I guess I should call it. He has been known to throw in the Lich first for a long time now, especially on ladder. But on ladder, he only fools around pretty much anyways. I've seen him play Lich first even against Human and against Night Elf and against Orcs, so everywhere actually. Now in a serious tournament game, the one weakness of 1-0 perhaps, sometimes it looks like, is cockiness. His play can look like he doesn't care always. We've seen him play numerous silly builds. Is this a silly build? Is this him trying to test out if it holds up in a real tournament setting? It's hard to call.
Double Necro, Remo.
Yeah, he pulled over the ghoul right away. Wait a minute. Did Moon cancel this? No, right? He just didn't make an Ancient of War. He just didn't make one.
Yeah, it's the laboratory.
No, but it's super late.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, the Keeper is almost done. So, for the new viewers, Remo, can you elaborate on the double Necro?
Yeah, the Necropolis and the Ziggurat both provide supply for units to be created. And the attempt here that 1-0 was going for is send over the first ghoul immediately with the goal of canceling the Ancient of War of the opponent, which would be easily doable if it had been placed, but it was not. Moon was seeing this move coming. How? I don't know. Maybe ladder experience or something. And since you don't have the lumber for the Ziggurat, you need to make a Necro. And that is why this building is producing right now. Very rare to see. But you need to do that when you're moving out with a ghoul like this. Now, who does that favor, this weird opening? Probably the Keeper. But his creeping is slowed down as well. Look at this. He doesn't have the time for an Archer. So he doesn't have the Lightning Shield. Okay, never mind. There it is. Can just use it on the Keeper, of course. So I would say this opening is actually favoring the Night Elf quite a bit. And I didn't even look at the hero. Okay, it's a DK first this time. No more trying out the Lich. Oh, and he messes up the Lightning Shield. Oh, and gets it on the... on the creep.
This looks like an Infi right here.
Yes.
This against ghouls, this Lightning Shield is so brutal. It is a level 2 Keeper on the Grove. Keeper of the Grove. Against level 1.5 Death Knight. Hurt ghouls. No Unholy Aura. This is a horrible opening for 1-0.
And Keeper with +5 intelligence. DK stuck on level 1. Moon can just expand right now if he wanted to, but he's teching early on instead. Ooh, that's a rough one.
Keeper comes in.
Look at the Keeper.
He's pretty confident. +5 intelligence as well. So even more mana to use for Treants and Entangle. And he sees these hurt ghouls like, huh, I know what I have for breakfast today.
Skeleton scouting here going on the other side of the map. 1-0 the master of that, of course. Expecting the expansion. It wasn't quite coming yet, but now it is. And how are you supposed to cancel this?
No idea.
This is the big strength of the Keeper. He's the king of the early game. And he can oftentimes expand behind it. And now with him being up in his face, knowing exactly where the ghouls are, with not even Aura being there for the DK. And only 5 ghouls as well, by the way.
Yeah.
There is literally no way to cancel this expansion.
Hunters are coming in as well to support the Keeper. Here's the first one. Tech will be laid. Or, oh no, it's actually 60% done. Plus the expansion. Tech, by the way, what do you think of this?
Oh my god, is he surrounding him here?
No. I was thinking about it as well. But so much damage already.
Are you still here, by the way?
I'm here.
Can't hear you.
Might be a Discord bug, but yeah, I'm here. So, What can he do with these 5 ghouls now against Treants and Huntress? There is area of effect. There's good single target damage as well. But tier 2, oh, it's not really finishing here. As more Huntress are coming in, he's getting last hits.
I can't hear you.
It's not my fault. Okay, let's try to reconnect with Remo. He's stalling, he's trying, but it's not really working. Can he get us around somehow with some slow? But there is no slow, really. First Fiend is coming out for more damage against the Huntress. That's nice. But it's only a level 1 DK. And that's the big thing. No aura, no level 2. Alright, you're back or what?
I can hear you again.
Ah, nice.
Did you change something?
I just reconnected. It wasn't my fault. Maybe a Discord bug.
Okay, sorry about that. So. Oh my god, this DK only has 92 experience.
Yep. And only 1 item on his side. Tier 3 tech. Rushed again. What is Moon's idea? Double engine of wind. Is it Furies again? Looks like it, right? I mean, what else can you do? Remind was experimenting with talents, but I think those plans are in the dumpster.
I think fairies, you know, they can attack everything. They're magic immune. They don't do too much damage, but if you have 20 of them, it's okay. This is the slowest level 2 DK I have ever seen from him.
Especially on AZ, where this is a guaranteed level 2 immediately.
To be honest though, it's his fault. He messed up the lightning shield creep. Something that, with a few hours of practice, with a few minutes of practice to be honest, you should get down. And shouldn't mess up anymore. But you know, even to the greatest it happens sometimes. And something like that can throw you back miles and miles, especially against the hero, the Keeper of the Grove, who's so strong early on, and you have nothing to put in his way. And now the expo's up. There was no way to do anything about this one before. He can look for tier 3 timing, which is I guess what he has to do. It's looking better than the last game. But it's not looking good.
No, not at all. Level 3 Keeper of the Grove, level 2 Alchemist, Wind of Mana stealing, more creeping, stealing this big camp away from 120 with the first 2 Fury Dragons. 120 was gathering his troops in the main with 2 Fiends now and a statue. Is he going for web? Did you check the crypt? I didn't see it.
I did not. It's a pretty fast upgrade though. Should be getting it pretty soon. This is also what makes the Keeper so strong and so hard to, so annoying to play against. He was creeping out on the map with the DK only, but of course when you do that, you can't really get too much done. He got the little troll camp. But if you bring out units, Fiends and Ghouls, especially Fiends, you're always at risk of losing them. And if you do that, and you have to go for this all-in timing, which is what you have to do when the Night Elf is going for the early expo, which you cannot cancel, that's a risk you oftentimes can't afford to take. Maybe he should have done that though. Considering he has the TP, could have been able to use that one perhaps. But oh well, as it stands, 120 is miles and miles behind in experience. With the Alchemist almost level 3 already, which is really good. Level 2 Acid Bomb against the Ghouls.
Yeah. That's why a lot of players moving away from Ghouls early to go into a Tet Fiends opening, which I like a lot against Night Elf. You have to be careful against Entangle, of course, but it does work. Natural creep for 120. His shop has been stolen. Big heal potion. Meh, but finally, after 8 minutes 30, a DK level 3. Lich has the orb, but Moon has so much map control. Got the shop, got this mercenary camp, both creep spots that belong to 120, and a zombie mask for Keeper as well.
Oh, that's so good. He can basically always use an Entangle. Okay, he's going in now. Seems like there's no web yet, actually, and no destroyers. Why is 120 fighting here? You don't have your upgrades yet, buddy.
No coil on the Fiend either. Maybe it was on cooldown. One Entangle on this Ghoul. Acid Bomb. Oh, Invul Potion on the Alchemist. Almost got that hero kill right there. But again, heavy losses. 2 Ghouls dead, 1 Fiend dead. And almost level 4 Keeper of the Grove.
Alchemist, though. Woo. He's got the TP. Has to use it. Dodge the coil. Well done. Entangle again, right click.
Lich!
Oh, the Lich! Coil! Oh,
no way! The Entangle kills him.
That was really sweet by Moon. That was cool.
Oh my god.
He is trashing this undead right now.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah. Chat is going crazy, rightfully so. Man, 1-0 was far, far back in this game before, but now without the Orb of Corruption, he can't do anything. He can't even creep properly. This could be game right here. Coil arrives this time, but the Entangle locks it down for 4 more seconds. Here we go, kill number 1 in this fight. And Unholy Aura makes him faster, but is this enough? I don't think so. Second Fiend falling. 1-0 is completely falling apart.
Yeah. This is just... Usually 1-0 always has the perfect efficiency and movement and gets more stuff done than everybody else. What's up with him today? It's like... He's looking like me on ladder, dude. What's going on?
He is most likely qualified for the playoffs, I guess. But a 2-0 to Moon. Lin will seek revenge for that, that's for sure. As Moon and Lin are both fighting for the playoff spots after Lawliot and 1-2-0 himself. It is now 62 supply for the Korean. It is level 4 and 3. Heal Scroll, Staff, Hippos coming. Potion on the Keeper to keep him safe. Level 1 only on the Lich. No real big nuke ready. He has a Mana Potion on the DK to help. Invo Potion on the Lich, so that hero kill doesn't work anymore. Also the Lightning Shield in the first fight, by the way. That was pretty sweet. On 1 Huntress, as no Destroyer was in the air. Is it a second Sobi Mask? Oh yeah, baby. Mass mana regen on the Night Elf heroes.
And 66 supply. It's like... He's 22 supply ahead.
Yep.
I wonder how this fight's gonna go.
Well, I got an idea, man, but I don't want to spoil it too much. Nova into the air units. Destroyer is already low. He has to retreat once more into his base. But does that work against Entangle? Not too well. Another Fiend dead. Nova and Web to get rid of those Hippogriffs, but it doesn't really work. Heal Spray being used to save them. Buying 1-2-0 some time to maybe at least get up to 50. But the expansion is running and running and running, and it's same as on AI. 1-2-0 is not putting a single point of damage to that second gold mine.
Nice dispels, nice coils, they're in time, but, you know, there's only so much you can do at this point. Destroyer dead, no more dispels.
Fiend dead. He can spam Entangle with this Sobi Mask like crazy. He's going for the Lich once more. There is an Invo Potion. He uses it now. There must be a coil soon to help him out. Where's the DK anyway? Ah, far in the back. Didn't see him there. 2 Fiends about to die. 1 Entangle kills this one. The air units kill this one. The third one falls as well. It's a complete wipe. The Lich is in trouble. Deep, deep trouble. He has a potion that he could swap. Not going for it right now. So saving that here. Okay, there's the Entangle. Lich is dead. Not even bother to swap up over the potion. He knows it's over. We know it's over. GG. It is over. Moon 2, 3 points and 1-0. Losing the second game in W League. Could you turn on your camera again, please, so we can see your beautiful face?
For me, it's turned on. Okay, let me restart. You see me now?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
And if that's a sign towards WGL, I mean, for me, 1-0 was the clear favorite for WGL, but with this performance, not too much.
Yeah, it was already a sign against Foggy. And who would have thought, but like the king of the matchup, Undead versus Night Elf, this seems to be, we're on the new patch now, he's struggling.
Well, maybe
and there's going to be a lot of Night Elves at WGL.
Well, we gotta say that Moon is the only one playing this fairy game. And maybe 1-0 is saving tactics for WGL. Playing this Lich first stuff.
Might be true.
As he has so many wins in W League anyway. Is this already...
But I think when you have openings like that, you know, Keeper early expo, lots of kills, get far ahead. Can be mass dryads, can be bears, can be hopefully not talents, you know, but there's a lot of stuff you can do.
So, little look at the standings before we go into a little break. Moon at 18 points, 1-0 at 17 points. Lin could kick 1-0 out of the playoff spots, and that's 1-0's last game. It is Lin's last game. Ooh. They are fighting for prize money and the playoffs. That's gonna be insane. We go into a little break. There's more hype coming here. 1-2-0 with real strategies this time against the ultimate weapon of Warcraft 3. 1-2-0 versus Lin coming up. Stay tuned and tell your friends.